Hello, a lesson learned. Along life's journey, I have learned a few things, mostly from the school of hard knocks, because I was hard-headed. And repetitious became my motto. Repetition. Hello, my name is Jim Tucker, and welcome to Jim Tucker's Journey. Experience is a good teacher. I know this from experience. One reason experience is such a good teacher, it is because it lets us repeat the same behavior until we finally go around until one day we finally say, wow, this is not working. I need to do something different. And once we start making a few changes, then we begin to see a different result. The problem with doing the same things and expecting a different result, it just don't happen. So let me give an example. The other day, my wife and I, we were at our grandchildren's home. And the oldest was talking about her dad. She said, "You know what, Grandpa? My dad don't know anything." And it took me by surprise, because she's only 6 years old, and those kind of words don't come out of children's mouth until they become teenagers. Parents normally are pretty smart people until the children become teenagers, and suddenly they become the smartest people in the room, and the parents become dumber than a stump. So I said, "Little one, why you talk like that?" She said, she didn't even let it up. She said, "It's true." So then, after doing a little bit of Grandpa investigating, I realized she had learned this from her mother, because her mother's always saying that. And this took me back into time when my wife and I had decided that we wanted to have a family. We had never had children, but we decided we were smart enough, we thought, and we could afford it. Back in those days, it was not too bad. So we set out on a new journey, not realizing the consequences of such a decision that we would soon encounter. And within 5 years, we had 3 children, all girls. I had no idea that I had just lost every battle that would come into my home. I was outnumbered, and nothing I could do or say was going to change that fact. It didn't take me very long to find out that children are really born smart. They know how to wrap their dad around their little finger. And every one of them was able to do that to me. And trust me when I say, me being the only man in the house, I lost every battle, for I was outnumbered 4-1. And I began to understand that children will connive, plot, plan how to get their way, whether it be collectively among each other or individually. And they will use any situation, mom against dad, dad against mom, just to get their way. Because I had certain rules in our home and we all had to abide by them to keep chaos at a minimum, especially around the dinner table. This was before iPad, personal cell phones, even before most computers. And there were times I had noticed my wife and I would have such senseless arguments about nothing. And not only that, we would do it in front of the children many times. Now that was right up their alley. Because when it was all said and done, they would get what they wanted. Finally, I told my wife, this arguing and saying things negative about each other in front of the children has to stop. I said, if we need to argue, let's do it in private, because it is affecting the children. And who knows what they tell people outside these walls. This is one lesson I wanted to share, because children carry out what they learn at home. And it took us a while to figure it out, but it finally made a difference. No more arguing in front of the children. No more negative words about each other. No matter how much we disagreed on parenting. So when I heard my granddaughter say that about her dad, it brought back this memory, a lesson learned. And in that moment, I realized lessons just don't stay with us. They show up in the next generation. It's different when raising children and then having grandchildren. And I've told my children this before. You know, if I knew grandchildren were this fun, I would have had them first. I thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining Jim Tucker's journey. May the Lord Jesus bless you and your precious family. Until next time, we will walk a little further down memory lane, because I know each of you has a story to tell.